Yo, Firstband members and Firstband subscribers, guys, we are now planning an Overberg trip, and I like to prepare my stuff before the Overberg. So I have this thing, but I haven't used it in a while. So I have this thing that I can put my traces in, alright? So we're going to put some traces in there, make some traces and we're going to put them in there. So you all know the fluorocarbon 0.6. I have some dingles. I have my hookies and everything ready here. What I am going to do, I've heard that this cob already. Even though the cob is here already. But Overberg trip, and I like to get myself prepared. So we have our 0.6 per line here and our 0.6 fluorocarbon. I'm going to make a few traces just to get ready before we go. So if you want, just ask him, guys, the stingles is gevaarlijk. The ruffles is here. It's perfect for your cotton. It's perfect for everything. So for holding your bait, ware stingles gevaarlijk. So yeah, so I'm gonna use a dingle, and if you haven't yet seen, yeah, some red dingles as well if you would like. So you just put in your order for what you want, he will make it for you. So yeah, we're gonna make 2 traces, maybe 3, 4 traces, and different traces obviously, so we can see what do we have. There will be cob, there will be some steenbras, main species that we will be targeting, steenbras or cob. Look, cob you can target with a 3-0 hook, but I'm using 4-0s. The bigger steenbras will pick up even smaller steenbras, but the bigger steenbras will also be able to pick it up. So this is a rock point, 0.4, and this is VMC 0.4 circle. On my dingle, I will, however, be using a 6-0 BKK, but look for the one that is look for the one that is offset. Okay, so if you buy a BKK, look for the one that is offset, and all you do is you put it in your dingle. And there is a 6-0 that is in cold water most of the time. So what we will do is they won't be feeding as great. So this is all we do. This is all we need, a 6-0. But this trace will mainly be for cob. So I'll put maybe a sticky musbanka on, a sticky choka. But this bait, I won't pack too much. Yeah, I won't pack this too much. So some musbanka, maybe sardine. Maybe I'll get a packet of some sardine to take with us. But yeah, this is what I'll mainly do on here. And I won't be using the fluorocarbon for this line because, yeah, you know, fluorocarbon is expensive. And so what I'll do is I'll make the thing I like also about the BKK, I used to use BKKs, but it got expensive, man. And then I started using VMCs, but VMCs is just so expensive now. So now I'll just use my BKKs. And the quiet thing about BKKs is, I don't know if you felt the BKK already, but it has like a waxy coating on it. And that prevents the salt water from corroding the hook. So yeah, very nice hook. And I'll go 6 a little bit longer, a little bit more heavier this time. The Chinese knot, and then voila, all you do is you cut off your tag in, and then bam, there's your snel aan die brand. Hy is vast, hy gaan nêrens nie. Dan I won't go put on my swivel as yet, because I check if the water is rough. I'll shorten my trace. If it's a little bit, if it's nice and calm, lay water, and then I won't shorten, and then I'll keep him at 600. But yeah, so that is for cobbies. And then the steam brush is a little bit more tricky. A steam brush is a bit of a more tricky fish to catch. So what you do is you put on your 2 hookies. You don't have to put on 2 hooks. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But I like, and you've seen that the first bun have a lot of success with this trace. So yeah, on the Falsbeck coast especially. And remember, the Falsbeck coast is much more difficult to catch fish here on Falsbeck than to catch Overberg. So Overberg, the fish is walking out of the seawater. So yeah. So if something works here on Falsbeck, my guy, it must work Overberg, because Overberg is And remember, the first one has never blanked on the Overberg, right? So yeah, the traces is working, guys. Traces is working. Try them out. So a nice figure of 8 knot, and then kabam, shazam, pops your uncle. And then once you have your figure of 8 knot, remember I told you there's 4 rock point. This is just in case the cobbies are coming out. So lay water I will probably be using this trace. So yeah. And I'm sick of catching the small steer is really working on my nerves, because that's why I don't even go to that place where I initially said at the start of the winter season, where the worm come out a lot. So I don't go there anymore, because place is full every night. Last year it's never been like that. So we go to different spots, and we've caught fish on different spots as well. A little bit more bigger than the fish that horses provides. But like everyone in the first bun is now tired of catching that. We're looking for those steam trains, but the steam trains doesn't want to come. But we're waiting patiently. Now, not the Chinese knot. I've seen that the white float, it works exactly the same. So depending on how the water is, the steamers are more, the cobbies are more attracted to the yellow float. So I don't know if this is a fact, but that yellow float is gevaarlijk, guys. So get you a paar yellow floats. So I'll be putting on this one, and this will be the other trace. So it's a 4-0 rock point and a 4-0 circle hook, VMC circle hook. So if I do decide to put on a float, I'll put on that float. But for now, let's put him in the bag just like that. If we get there and the water looks a little bit rough, we can just catch. Then we don't have to take off anything. But if the water looks a little bit nice, we're gonna make one more trace, but with this line. And I want to show you this trace. It's a trick I've learned from my uncle, Tatuli, and I love this trace, guys. I love this trace. Right, there is a video of me doing this trace, but for the new viewers, maybe you can check it out yourselves as well. So what we do is, normally I use 2 6/0s, I use it for adrenaline circle. So there's a 4-hour adrenaline circle. And 6-hour BKK. And then what I do is through the front, you made your loop, right? Then you're going from the front to the back, and then boom, voila. There's your first hook fast. It's a circle hook, so you need to put it from back to front, so you have your circle hook effect, as you can see there. And then you take this hook and you attach it to something. Normally I do it on my body, but then I can use this key also. So yeah, all I do is I put it in the key here on the side of the key, and I braid him. So braid, boom, 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 boom. But this, I will only do it with this line because, so I'll twirl him for as long as for as far as a gap I want. So boom, boom, boom. So there's my double hook trace for if I'm throwing for a cobby and I want to put on a wormy. For any trace though, but this is mainly for the wormy and the cobby. Then you have this effect, this twirl effect. Then what you do is you make a loopy, a normal granny notchy, and you make him fast, just there, right there, right. Take him fast, take him fast. They sien they now. Now you have your space that you need in front of for your hook. Your thing is in front for your hook, and you made it fast here. So what you do is now you take your hook, so, and then you make your whatever snell knot you do on your other hook. Any snell knot, so you're cutting it short, and then any snell knot you want to do on this hook. So you must know, if something works for you, you do it on my car, guys. Don't change. If what you're doing for yourself is working for you, don't change. Don't listen to me. What you're doing is working, don't listen to me. If it isn't working, try something new. You're only gonna benefit. If you don't like it, take it on. Works for me, what works for you. Like I said, everybody has their theories. Everybody has their theories. But nobody knows exactly. Man will say you can't catch fish on an overrun. But I've heard man they caught 100-pounders on overruns. So yeah. Bam Shazam. So what this does is it helps you, like with a cheaper line and stuff, your line won't stay straight like with a fluorocarbon, so your line won't always be straight. So with this type of knot, this will stay straight for as long as you're fishing. 2 days you can fish with this and it will stay straight. It won't be getippel with, alright? Getippel with tippel, right? And then yeah, you just put on your float, your yellow floaty, and bam, you rig cobby trace. So this helps, like I said, this helps with the bottom hook staying straight, and it helps with elf. If elf comes to bite the line, your line is somewhat protected. Last year we've had a lot of elf in the water, and they were biting traces like it's madness. So my uncle told me try this move, and guys, it works. So yeah, look, I'm a bra. I like to try new things fishing, otherwise it get boring. So Yeah, if you guys have any of your theories, please let me know. Let the ones know, so we can nicely share our experiences and our knowledge with each other. And however, I'm not sharing spots anymore. I'm done with it. You can watch a video and you can guess what spot, but I'm not sharing spots anymore. But you guys know, on the left side of the pool, there's always a lot happening. The deeper side. And let me tell you now, when I fish deeper water, I fish deeper water when the swell is when the water is actually doing something, when the water is moving. When the water is standing still, I'll go to a flatter bank where the bank stretches longer. But deeper water, I'll go when the water is working very nicely. It must work for me, and then I'll go. But I won't go in flat water to deep water, because if I can see what I'm doing, if I can see, like, you go to a spot and you look and you see, hey, there's a nice bunkie, okay, I'm gonna fish there, and then you check, nah, it's not working out, there's nothing on that bunkie, then you go to a different bunkie. That is what I like to do. I don't like to fish in flat water where you can see nothing. So and in flatter water, if the water is flat and I come to the beach and the water is a bit flat, what I'll do is I'll look for where sand is puffing out. So it goes on ASFN, where they read water for you and you can check now. But after a while in Falls Bay, you will see how it works. Yeah. But you always enjoy, and make dua that we catch a lot of fish, inshallah. I mean, on Friday. Safe.